What's up, confessors? Happy Sunday. I was about to say Monday. Monday is my day off, so I guess I can't wait to get to it. We are here with another episode recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 8, Episode 3. We are just going to jump right into it. So let me bring up my girl, Miss Deena, aka Christina, the receipt queen. Hey, boo, hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
How you doing?
Ooh, girl. It took a
Oh,
lot of energy to stay up during this episode. It was kind of boring.
yes, and I thought it would be even more interesting meeting the new people, but we just met the new people. Wasn't nothing going on, but I actually like that they didn't come in starting drama. I'm actually happy about that.
I think this episode was more or less dropping breadcrumbs for things to come.
Yes, I honestly believe that the whole thing between her her first husband is going to be an issue, because I do remember rumors when they first were showed that they were going to be on here. They were saying, who is this woman? Because that's not even her husband and all this other stuff. So it must have happened quick, and I can tell the way Stormy brung it up. I feel like Stormy brung it up in a way so she's like, let's get ahead of this. Okay, nobody starts saying stuff and assuming, like, let you tell your own story. But what do you think of the new couple so far? What you get from them?
Boredom. So
More boring than Kimmy and Maurice?
Yeah.
Is that fair? The first time meeting them, Deena?
I mean, I didn't want them to come in on 1,000 either. But I mean, y'all got them in the kitchen talking. They talking, making up the bed, which I'm sure is what normal couples do and everything like that. But I don't know. I just felt her conversation with Stormy. I get the purpose of it, because you're introducing a new character. Y'all already can't control the characters that's already on there. So I didn't, and you got 2 new couples now. So we doing more, actually 3, because technically we're doing more with the Fletchers. You got what's her name, Sonny and Moses, and Trisha and whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah. So I feel that. I mean,
they dressed alike. They talking about they love for the gym, and it just gets boring. But I mean, they redeem themselves.
I feel that you can't bring everyone in on 100. So I'm thinking maybe, just for right now, you can't, because we're still dealing with the hotness of Moses and Sonny coming in.
Yeah, they came in on 1,000.
They came in on 1,000 for real. And so it would be too much for them to come into, because then it's so much, and not each couple is gonna get their turn, getting talked about, basically, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I feel that, yeah. But I feel that something definitely gonna go down. When you on Love and Marriage Huntsville, something is definitely gonna go down with you and your spouse, or something along those lines, because it's Love and Marriage Huntsville. They cannot. So we'll just wait and see what happens with them. Her coming in with being Stormy's friend, and you see the agitation that she had when she was talking about Tisha. So obviously her and Tisha are going to have a scene in time together, because she's going to end up training Tisha. So that's going to be interesting, considering the fact that, where Stormy and Tisha at in their relationship. But Stormy clearly says that, if it wasn't for Marceau, her and Tisha would be straight. It's right. Marceau. And she still feels like, she don't apologize for calling him a bitch. She still feels like he is a bitch. And so for that, I feel that, that itself. But she has said, and even Mel says, Marceau is the problem when it comes to Tisha and her relationships with other women.
Because he acting real Patricia Thomas like.
Not Patricia Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't got nothing to say to him when he want to bring God to this and all of that, trying to talk to Diddy. He get on my nerve. I used to really like Patricia Thomas. What up, Monique? What up, boo?
Hey, Monique.
Hey. What it do? But so yeah, who was it? Yeah, so Marceau is the reason why Tisha don't have no relationship with the females. But it was really cool to see Tisha, Mel, and Kimmy together having a time. It reminded me of vintage Love and Marriage Huntsville, because in the very beginning, when the show first started, the girls would go out together. The girls did things together like season 1. Even though you could still see the tension between them, they still did things together. And so it's like, and you didn't see that from like season 3 up until now again. And so it was actually really refreshing to see that. I actually made a comment about that on here, and it did get a lot of likes. A lot of people feel that way. We miss the old Love and Marriage Huntsville the way it used to be. It's just too toxic now. My opinion. That's what I'm saying. But, oh yeah, I did take notes. So let me go through them, because I just wanted to make some quick points. So Nell and Mel, they had a convo. And Mel tells Nell the details of what's been going on between her and Martell. Now, I feel that I still stand by Nell when she says that she don't feel that Martell should have went to jail. But when when Mel told her the details, did she flip and change her mind at that point?
That's what it sounded like. Sorry, I had to let Ken more out. But yeah, that's what it sounded like. She's like, well, you know how I feel about black men going to jail, but you explained why, and okay, but then she kind of flip-flopped later on when she was talking to Martell.
That's what I was gonna get back to, because am I not tripping? But you know how they do when they show a scene, it ain't really what it is, and we take it out of context on purpose. They do that. But I'm like, is she gonna flip again? Because she don't you can't come in here being no flip-flopper now, because Mel don't like that either. That ain't good enough.
But you can see in the preview, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, where she tells Martell that her birthday party's coming up and she's decided not to invite him. So
right. Well, she knows between that. I mean, if she did invite Mel, how would that look for her? And the simple fact of the point is, also we got to remember Martell and Fletcher about to have their conversation next episode too. So that also probably is another reason why she ain't inviting Martell to the birthday party. But watch some mess pop off at the birthday party, because something always do. But I hope it's something in their family.
Right. Well, I mean, they touched on it a hot second about this interview. I have not watched it yet, so I'm wondering. But I guess Alexis is calling Nell a side chick.
Yes, and that's one thing that that Martell and Fletcher bring up. That's what their conversation is about. I also have not watched it, because I'm gonna wait until close to its time. So we're gonna talk about that interview along with because it ties into the scenes that's gonna happen next week. So we're gonna talk about the interview Lexi did along with next week's episode, because that all kind of actually ties in and goes in together. So we'll save the interview for next week. But what else did I make notes about? This was it wasn't much going on this episode, but there were a couple of things. So I had made notes Oh yeah, so everyone was confused on when Mel actually filed and all of that stuff, and she did make it clear when she was talking to Nell that when Ariane said she had recording, that's when she filed. And this is actually where I actually even get behind Mel on this, because this is what I'm thinking what was going through Mel's head. Because like she said, when he had sent her the text and the screenshot, she said she let that go. That was whatever. That was, it was what it was. But it was when Ariane opened her big ass mouth and she started some shit. Yeah, you don't brung this up, yo side chick into it.
And
her sister into it. And knowing I don't like her. And so now I feel that's when she got upset, when Ariane became a part of it. But she was cool at first. But when Ariane became a part of it, that's when she was like, So I actually have to feel her on that, because it's one thing to think that Martell would do it, and she know that he ain't gonna do it because she knows him. But her and Ariane have this thing. Ariane just might do it. Y'all, Martell and Ariane may have a thing, and Ariane may put it out on her own just to be deceitful to Martell. She may take off the little X or whatever that he put over his private part to make it think it was going to be another man and all of this stuff. So there's so many variable things you can think of, and that's just a very touchy subject. So this is a time that I actually do get where Mel was coming from.
Exactly.
What's up, Check You Boo? What up, Chad? Hey, Confessions, came to support. I didn't watch the last episode. Came in when Tisha, Kimmy, and Mel were at his table right before the commercial. Wasn't it nice though? Checking You Boo, did you enjoy seeing all them together? It reminded me of Vintage Pump. How did you feel about that? Bibi says, Mel wants me to believe she didn't stipulate in her divorce to have that video destroyed or handed over. I do not believe this VHS exists. I mean, it has to exist, Bibi, because he was found guilty. Let's also remember that. Let's talk about that also. Martell was in fact found guilty of it. So and he admitted that he sent a photo. So that it does exist. It very much does exist. He has not denied that it doesn't exist. So it very much does exist. It is there. So at that point, you just got to do what you got to do. So, but I just don't understand. It's just so messed up because Martell don't do nothing. He stayed to himself. He mind his business. He let all of this come on to him. And it was that one moment where he was just like, ugh. When you just keep it in for so long. This reminds me of me when a couple of times in my life where I've tried to fight my sister, knowing damn well the woman could kill me. But you hold back. So I would hold back so much because I'm like, I can't hit her. I can't do nothing because she's going to hit me back and it's going to hurt and it's going to kill me or something. But then at some point, you just get this adrenaline. And then I just went to windmilling on her one day. It was just over. And I feel that's what Martell was doing. He was windmilling.
For sure. I feel you on that. Because we do see a lot of him getting tore down, and of course is whoever gets their story out first.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like one of those deals. So Martell gets the brunt of all the stories. He been downtrodden, talked about, all this, that, and the third for the longest time. And So it's just he probably got fed up, and he probably was doing it just to tease her. But you're right. When Ariane came out talking about she's seen the video, her sister's talking about she's seen the video, then yeah, it's time to make some moves.
Cause yeah, you playing with me now. It's one thing between her and him because that video is of her and him.
Right.
But now you bring in her into it, who ain't got nothing to do with it, who wasn't there when we made it. So how does she know about this? How has she seen it? And that's another violation. Like, at least we know that he has shown Ariane, you know. We know that much, at least we know that much. So he has, so that shows that he did in fact show it. So that could have been why he could have been found guilty, simply for showing him, for showing her. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, it's just like, what can you do at that point? I didn't hear the combo between them. I came in at the end based on the people. The episode was boring based on the first episode. I'm not sure if I would give up myself. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it was boring. It was. Even the dog will get tired. I never said my tail is brown and everything, but neither is Mel, and it's overkill and harassment. And neither is Mel go provoking him. Yes, that'd be the thing. I hate that with holler. At some point, enough is enough. And, you know, it's kind of like when people say you can't tell people how you make them feel. It's kind of the same thing how, like, you can poke the bear. You can't tell someone how to react. Right. You know, kind of thing. It's unfortunate that that's how you react, but when you dealing with an MF, that
here's the thing. Like, it's just like, for example, like you could have the sweetest, most loving dog, right? You every day you come in the house and you hit the dog. Eventually, one day that dog's gonna bite your ass. Like, look, you ain't brought me no treats. You keep hitting on me. I'm gonna bite you because I'm tired of this. So it's no different. Yeah. Like any animal, if you keep beating on an animal, either they just gonna be broken and then delete themselves, or they gonna fight back at some point. And then everybody wants to talk about, oh, Martell did this, and the third. We only get a snippet of how she dogs him. And I'm not saying that he don't deserve to be dogged by any means, because he did cheat and have a baby. So there's that. We know he did what he did. However, when you dogging him to the extreme, at some point in time, he's going to fight back.
Mm-hmm. So. Point on point. BB says, also, Mel, I had a talk with my Lord and Savior. He wants you to stop calling his name when it's convenient. She will never stop doing that. That's just what she will continue to do. I have to say, life has a way of teaching us lessons. She's going to be selling God Said Go shirts and wait until those kids are grown. Internet, don't forget, look at Pup. Exactly. It's there forever.
Forever.
It's there forever, forever, ever. Forever, ever. Period. Okay, what else notes did I make? Yeah, no daughter online talking with Lex. We talked about that. But Nell says she's never been a side chick. I just want to say that, just like Diddy maintains his innocence, Nell maintains her innocence right now, y'all. Nell maintains her innocence.
What she said was she didn't know he was married, and that they were separated. So this just really goes to where you
look at it. I think
where you put your side of the value. Some people won't date anybody who's separated because they are legally married in the eyes of the law and the Lord or whatever. Some people is like, okay, y'all was married, y'all filed for divorce. In some states, they make you wait a year to get like divorced or whatever. Mm-hmm. They want you to go to counseling and see if you can reconcile or whatever. So you separate, you live in two separate homes. Some people will date somebody who's separated if it's been agreed upon this marriage is over. We just waiting on the timeline by the state to finalize the papers or whatever. So if he was happily married, that would constitute, in my book, happily married or happily in a committed relationship, yada, even miserably married. miserably in a committed relationship where y'all live in the same household and y'all still present yourself as boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, then the extra person is a side chick. If they are legally separated and they are in two separate homes waiting for the whatever the court states time frame in the divorce, then you are not a side chick.
Here's my thing. If how does it work if, okay, she said she didn't know, okay, right, and she didn't know he was married, that, and when she was with him, whatever. So how does that go? Does that technically does that still make one a side chick simply on the basis that they don't know? Does one have to
I would agree with that, because you all know
a side chick?
I dated a man and lived with a man for 2 years that was married, and I didn't know until we broke up. So
therefore, were you a side chick or were you not, due to the fact you didn't know? Does by definition,
by definition, I would not call myself a side chick because I didn't know. And the primary home was the home that we shared together. So I would say in my situation, no, because A, I did not know that he was married, and B, we lived together. Like, me and his whole family lived in one house. So I would say no. But I think Nell would never call herself a side chick, but on the outsiders would, because even if you didn't know, they would say, well, he was still legally married or legally separated or whatever. I'm just saying that I've been in, that's my third situation. Somebody was married and I didn't know. And all of them was when I found out they was married, I had to go.
Had to let it go. Shit, did y'all talk about the new couple? I'm here for the muscles. I was shouting while watching it. Yeah, we talked about them first, my. You here for the muscles? Okay, we can't wait for you to be able to come on so you can give us your intake on the muscles. I mean, they do look good. It's a good looking couple. I'll give them that.
Yeah, I like muscles too, but he a little too much big, he be in the gym 5 times a week type shit.
Yeah, like maybe 5 times a day if he could be, I
like you were saying, talking about we go to the gym before work, breakfast,
during work, on break,
I appreciate the dedication. I ain't got it in me.
That's why Stormy and Courtney was like, we can't go to the gym with them. They in
there doing suicides, burpees, and 3-a-days, and they act like they training for the NFL combine. I can already see it happen. I wouldn't last 2 minutes with them. I'm like, do y'all have a beginner's class?
Shoot, I need a warm-up class before the beginner's class. Shoot, I don't even know how to warm up right. 100% Deena, Nell and Ariana are in the same situation. Beginning, Ariana didn't know Martell was married, just as Nell said she didn't know Fletcher was married. Fletcher lied too. Yep, Amanda.
Let me say something real quick about this. Here, but I think that there's a difference. Martell was married, meaning living in the home with Mel, and they still getting it on because clearly she had another baby, and that blah 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 whatever. Now, it wasn't like he was messing with her while they were separated, like if they got separated on some other reasons or whatever. So she definitely was a side chick. Now, if Nell can say, hey, I don't know these dates, I'm just making up dates, y'all. Okay, these are not real dates, but say February of 2023, Fletcher filed for divorce, and then he met Nell in July of 2023, and now he's legally separated, waiting on the 6 months to a year or whatever the court mandates for y'all before y'all can get a divorce, whether it be 30 days, 6 months, a year, whatever the state case. And he meets her, and then they don't start like dating until like September or whatever. Then I don't think she would be considered a side chick. Now, if he filed on February 20th and they start dating on February 26th, then there might be some, because I mean, what are you saying your first date? Oh, by the way, I just filed divorce 5 days ago, but I'd like to take you out to dinner tonight. I mean, I don't know.
You never know. I'm sure someone has done that before, and that was their life.
You are right.
If he was married, then Nell was messing her with pleasure. She was a side chick, even if she didn't know, especially if she continued after learning he was married. Yeah, now that's the thing. How did she move once she found out? How did he move and how did she move? Right. And was he telling her? And was he truthful with her the whole time? Because
that's on him. You can't blame her for him not being truthful. Because say they just went to a few dinners, and then maybe by the 5th or 6th dinner he felt comfortable. They ain't went to the boom boom room or nothing. They just going to dinner and dates and stuff. And then he says, "Hey, I just want to let you know I'm legally separated." Now, if she said, "Hey, when your divorce is final, call me back and we can pick up where things left off if I haven't moved on." If she went and continued on, then you may be, in that side chick gray area. And for checking you, the difference between a side chick and a mistress most oftentimes is that a side chick, I'll put it like this, a mistress usually has the same status as a wife, but not the title. Okay, so
I feel you can only be a mistress if the man is married. Side chick is if a man can have a girlfriend, a main girlfriend, and you just another one on the side. And that's what the side chick is, because you got your main chick, and she's the side chick. Like, she's not a side wife, Right. So she's a side chick. So that's what I feel that's
right, and that's correct too. But I do know, like in most, especially like when you watch some of these mob stories and whatnot, mainly a mistress typically has the same status as a wife, just not the title and the last name, meaning the man is paying all of her bills. They may or may not have kids together. He vacations with her. And, it's almost like you got two wives on two sides of town or two different states or whatever. And typically a mistress knows that the man is married. And I've heard some TikTok stories and things of this nature. And there was some woman, she was like a mistress for 27 years up until the man died. So, the mistress usually, basically yes. Yeah. I believe that to be correct. And to my knowledge, if you look at the mob mistresses and most women that actually would answer to the term mistress, they are very well taken care of.
Yes. Like,
to the point where they don't see you give a
almost side like chick, a double life, even
right. You give a side chick $40 and a blunt. You giving your mistress a house and a car and a monthly allowance.
Yeah, she know a couple of the main friends that keeps quiet under wrap. Like she's more into,
and your mama might even know, or
mama
your dad
might even know her. Siblings may know. Best friend definitely knows the mistress. The best friend will always know the mistress. The best friend may not always know the side chick. Right. The best friend will always know the mistress. The best friend has to. That is by code and law. For if anything ever pops off, the best friend must know, because the best friend is going to get you out of anything if they ever comes close to a situation of the mistress and the wife meeting.
And God forbid something happened to the husband in question, you can't call the house and ask the wife, what happened to Larry? You got to get the info from the best friend or maybe the mama. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying. So, I mean, I particularly at this point don't want to be involved with none of that. I am trying to stay fuckboy and drama free and protect my peace. So there's that. Exactly. I don't want to be involved in none of that gray, wishy-washy area.
And there's so many areas of, we You know what? We're gonna have a discussion on that. We'll have a discussion, and let's move forward because we're half hour in. I still got a couple of things to get through. Okay, so I wanted to mention this. So y'all remember when Nell, Kimmy, and Tisha were all sitting together, and Mel had something to say about the girls not coming to her to the thing that her and Carlos did and whatever other thing she did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she was like, oh, well, I thought that we were, getting into a better place, this, that, and the third. When Tisha was like, I don't know when is the appropriate time to come. The way you put me out last time, I need an invitation. And I felt her on that.
I need an engraved invitation.
For real. I need sparklers and all of that. Trumpets, everything. But when she said, yeah, I thought we were getting to a better place and all this and all of that, I thought that she would have considered that when she didn't invite them to her name change. Where was that energy when that? Because they was like, oh, they had that same thing. Oh, I thought we were better than that. I thought we would have been invited to the name change. She's like, oh, well, it's just people this, that, and the third. But now this is something you want? You want them to come to this? I feel like she wanted them to come to that because she knew that they was going to get ate up by the millimeters. And that is exactly why they didn't come. They knew better. They knew better. And I'm so glad they actually said something to her about that. But the way she looked when they said it, like she had this dumbfounded look on her face. Like you didn't know that was going to happen. You didn't know that was the reason why they didn't come. Like I would have called it insulting that you even would have sent me a direct invitation. And that's probably why she didn't, because she knew that they probably wouldn't come because, there ain't nobody trying to be in a room full of millimeters and raindrops.
And not only that, I felt Tisha when she was like, I'm not trying to be embarrassed and escorted out of nowhere. And then when Kimmy, like she said, some of your people that come to see you ain't so friendly to us. And why would you want us there to glorify your little moment, so to speak? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. It's almost like I wanted y'all to be there so I could look down on y'all from the stage or whatever. But that's just my personal opinion.
Right. When it's Mark coming on the show, maybe he can differentiate the roles of Ariane and then how they're like different. I don't know, but Mark is messy on IG today. He's funny. He posted a picture of Miss Van talking about the new Mrs. Scott and all this other stuff. I'm like, you know what? Stop it. I did drop him a 21 questions invitation, though, checking you, boo, just so you know. So I'll let you know if he responds. Mel is FOS. Yes, she is. Okay, we all know she is. We all know that she is. Yo, you saw it too, Mark is funny today. Mark is on one today. Mark has his moments. He was quiet when the show was off. He let him have his time. But, he gonna stick up for Martell like nobody's business. That's his boys. He gonna come through. Okay, what other things that I want to touch on quick? Yeah, we all talked about that Trish first husband that we're calling Mr. Yeah, he definitely sounds like an MF. And I really, I hate to say this, but I want to know who he is. I hope we get to find out who he is. I don't necessarily want to find out by people digging up the information. I just wanted to casually like, okay, this is him. Like we knew who was Winter's ex-husband was on DC. She talked about him, whatever. We got to see him and that was it. We didn't have to dig him up. He came on the show, whatever, and said his piece. But I don't know. But I do wonder.
I want to know who he is too. And then what 2024 age is we acting like somebody from that time era? Because they showed likened him to Mr. from The Color Purple.
Yeah.
So who is out here still acting like that?
That's what I'm saying. But now she's with Ken. That's his name, Ken. And they, yeah. I just need to know more. I don't want to, I can't give I don't go off of first impression because it was just an introduction what they gave us. It wasn't enough for me to make my exception yet on them. So we'll figure that out soon. Yes, Mark is a whole mess, and he will continue to be a whole mess, and we love him anyway. When everything backfires on man, I will feel no pity, especially all of the havoc she has caused. She has caused. She has caused. Who. Okay. I don't like it when people dox and dig up people's past. That's the coward move. Exactly. And that's why I'm saying I don't want to, I want to learn who he is, find out who he is, but I don't want to find out through people digging him up. I want it to be casually just found out through the show, not no maliciousness trying to find and dig him up. People want to dig them up to come interview them, to speak up against them. I don't want that whole thing happen. That's just a whole nother toxic thing. But it's sad to say we know what's going to happen, especially if she goes against Mel in any way. Sorry to say, but we know.
Just look how they did Reese Tisa's dude. You know what I'm saying? And them folks didn't have a dog in the fight, and they went and found that man, and he wasn't even on. They wasn't even on national TV. They was on TikTok. So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody didn't dug him up already.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely. They're just waiting for the right time to drop the bomb if there is one, and hope. And by him being called Mr. Hope he don't want to, come out and clear his name and start some mess, and then he just be another, person on here, because shoot, if Ariane can't come on, he can't come on. You know what? That's a petition that needs to be made. How about that one? No more new people until Ariane can come on the show.
Now we all know that ain't gonna happen.
That's why they just need to let this show die down for a minute. See what I'm saying? It's pity. Same way Sonny got Moses will be the same way she loses him. Boomerang. Yeah, I don't see them staying together long. I don't trust him. He just, I don't trust him. Come on, y'all. 7 people are watching. 7 likes. Can we get 4? Yes. Come on, y'all. Like this video. Quit playing with me, please. It is free. I see y'all coming in and out of here. Just like it once y'all coming in or coming out. It helps the channels grow when you do that. Like, share it, give it a thumbs down, whatever. Do something, please. Just do something. Do something, Joe. Do something, Joe. I want Ariane on the show to tell her story. In the U.S., people are given the due process. See what I'm saying? Everyone deserves their time. Everyone deserves their time. That's all I'm saying. I can't make it no simpler than that. But if she has a whole entire YouTube channel. If she really took advantage of that channel and really got the audience, that I feel that they would be maybe not even have a choice but to let her on, because her platform would be so big telling her side of the story. And I'm just saying, and the fact that she ain't signed no, contract or NDA or anything like that, she can be obligated to say whatever she wants. Mm-hmm. It's Martell's fault if he pillow talked to her what happened on camera. Yeah. It's like Kiki, even though she want to blame her mama, but when Kiki was talking to who. So
her storyline is kind of old and stale, and she already had that interview with Tasha K. So I don't know what else she got to say other than the fact she need to be watching her kid while it's at the pool. But anyways,
all of the shit that's happened since the Tasha K interview.
Oh, okay.
There's so much that has happened still to that point. I do believe Ariane might be a cool person. She probably needs some coaching in how to present herself to highlight her beauty. We could all use a little, spruce up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But when you think the ish and your shit don't stink, you don't feel you need room for improvement, you ain't gonna make none. So there's that with her. Stormy had me in a moment. her and Courtney when they was at the car and they was talking about the surrogacy and stuff. My baby did not know that Abe Lincoln was president. Can we talk about it? I know that she did this for a funny moment. She better have, because
she knew he was a president, but when they said the car was named after him, and then Courtney was like, yeah, but I think she was trying to do the math in her head. Like, did they have cars when Abraham Lincoln was president? I'm sure she knew he was the president, because
bless her heart.
I'm sure she knew that. But I think she was like, when he was like, yeah, this car is named, because normally you would think a car would be named after a current president, like Ford, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. So I think in her mind she was like,
can you imagine having a car named Obama?
I would buy it. I'm just gonna buy it just because. I don't even care what it looked like. But
you have an Obama, and then you have a special edition that's called the Barack edition.
Right. Look, but all I'm gonna say is it better be a Bentley or a Mercedes or BMW or a Maserati or something like that.
Fuck around and make it a black car, a fucking Cadillac.
Yeah. Or Cadillac. Yeah, you could do a Cadillac.
Put the Cadillac back on the map real quick.
The Barack Obama edition. It's got tinted windows, bulletproof doors. I buy it.
The whole shebang bang. And it's only gonna be sold during it's gonna start being sold during Black History Month, and it's gonna be a special. And from every year, Black History Month.
And it only comes in black. It only comes in black. You can't get it in no other color.
We just came up with a whole new car. You know what? They better not shut this video down. If they do, we know why. They don't took our idea, Deena. Mm-hmm. I am not buying no car called Obama, because cars already depreciate as soon as you buy it, and it leaves the company. Oh goodness, Jackie, we'll have a little fun in life. Come on, we all get one. You get Obama. You get Obama. You get Obama. We all get Obamas. Okay, so yeah. So shout out to Stormy and Courtney, because they are going to trial for a surrogate, hopefully. But you know what? I feel them. I would definitely need someone I know and trust, because I do not want you having sex with my baby in your belly.
Not only that, I don't need you trying to keep my baby after you have it.
That too. And you know, there's like 2,000 Lifetime movies about that. You know, so I can't do that. I could not do that. It's just, I would feel that, you know,
they need to go with somebody who does that for a living. Like, I think like the lady who did Candy surrogacy for her, like, is like, I guess, I don't want to say licensed surrogate, but there are women who,
like a professional that do this for a living.
Because that lady did have kids, but that's what she was professionally doing. And I mean, they had rules about not smoking, not drinking, and you know, this, that, and the third, because you definitely don't want the woman out here outside in the streets getting STDs while she's carrying your baby or nothing like that. Yeah. But I definitely wouldn't just be like, hey girl, you look like you got some good birthing hips. You want to be my surrogate? I would, you know what I'm saying? I would, and I don't know if I would trust no family members neither, all in your face, talking about, I gave birth to you because your mama ain't.
That'll never happen. Yeah. Never.
I definitely would go through a professional surrogate.
Yeah, that would be the only way I could do that. There is no other way I would do this. It's just not happening. It's just too many cons to this than the pros to me. That's how I feel about that. But shout out to them, whatever they plan to do. Because I know, you know, Stormy been wanting this baby for a while. You know, at first, Courtney's whole thing was, he didn't want her to carry it because he didn't want nothing to happen to her for how much she went through last time and how he had to see her go through it. Now the surrogacy thing, now he ain't on board with that. It's like, come on, work with her something. But now it looks like she having thoughts too. But they gonna get it together, and I hope they do. So yeah, so we find out that Trish trained Destiny, so they know each other too. So already we see that there is a common ground. So could this be that Trish and Mel could not be great going forward? Well, I'm just sensing. I don't want to, but I'm sensing, and I just hope not. I don't.
Well, not only that, too, because she was like, "Well, I've seen Martell at the gym because I trained Destiny."
Yeah, and then we got that whole thing that's gonna come up about Mel don't know what Destiny done. If she could have possibly allegedly rumor slept with Martell. We know a couple years back, a couple seasons ago, those remarks were made, and that was a rumor going on. And there were people that would get online and say, yeah, I stay in Huntsville. Huntsville is small, and y'all gotta understand, we hear things here, this, that, and the third. Like, well, I ain't in Huntsville, I don't know, so I can't vouch for that. All I know is that would just be so disgustingly messy, and I just know that just cannot be true. Even if they got down, I know for sure that Law is not Martell's. That's what I'm saying. And if they did get down, so what? They knew each other before her and Mel did. And Martell looked good. Shit. Shoot. She tested it out for you. Shoot. She could have told you it wasn't no good. But now you want to act like it wasn't no good, like you never had girl. Anyway.
Well.
Also, shout out to Kimmy's mom. Kimmy's mom just recently underwent surgery because she also had got breast cancer, but she had her surgery and she is doing good. And so shout out to Kimmy's mom, because I know that had to have been a hard time for Kimmy to know that about her mom when she was trying to advocate and she was going through it herself.
Yeah, so that had to be rough.
So she had to be strong for herself and for, her mother. So that's crazy. But Kimmy is a immaculate, miraculous woman. I love her. I can't say nothing bad about her. So shout out to Kimmy and to mom. And yes, once again, the last thing I noted was the grown woman convo between the girls was impressive. The way that they did handle the fact of, the girls not coming to Mel's event. But, they spoke how they felt. They understood. They asked her questions about Martell. They actually had a give and take. They had a grown woman conversation for the first time since season 2. Thank you, Lord. I cannot believe it actually happened. But I'm glad that it did. Can we bring me? So glad that happened. So shout out to them. Yes. Mel sounds desperate for a storyline to get the attention off her skeletons while Mel is spreading gossip about Destiny. She can dig up her bones and expose herself. Child. That part. Shout out to Kimmy's mom. Cancer survivor of peace. To deceased due to losing cancer battle. Yes. Shout out to all who have lost and who have been affected. Please make sure you get checked. Check the girls, save the tatas, okay?
Yes,
do what you got to do. All right. Probably because Carlos coming to Jesus moment with the cast, they probably didn't want to lose those checks. I mean, yeah. I want to know how much they're getting, how much Huntsville gets paid for being the #1 show on Oprah Winfrey's network that Carlos makes sure he tells us every week. I wonder how much they're getting paid. They better be getting paid a whole lot to be putting all of this shit out in the air for us to
I want to know too.
I really would like to.
Somebody need to, because I know you can Google. At one time I Googled it and I think it was 40 or 50,000 a season or something like that. Somebody need to go Google it because I want to know.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't up it by now. They have had to, because who because you know everybody getting paid something different. So who getting paid? Okay, for real.
And you know, Mel and Martell would be the highest paid couple.
You said, oh yeah, they would be, yeah, absolutely, especially if they're supposed to be, executive producers. But I think it was BB or Checking You Boo who said that they're not even on there anymore. Like
No,
that doesn't
because
say
remember
that.
we Googled it last week, and IMDb says they were only executive producers up until 2021, which is, remember we did the whole thing, which is when the divorce took place.
Oh yeah, okay.
I mean, because how your ex-wife or ex-husband gonna be the executive producer making you look bad? Can you imagine with the editing room? Exactly. No, show that picture of him with snot coming in his nose. No, show that picture of her with her hair messed up. That'd be a hot mess.
That just be messed up. See, there's got to be some type of clause or how that goes. Chucky Boo says, remember, Mel said she didn't want to film with the cast. Carlos flew in to check them. Suddenly, Mel began making efforts to get along with the cast. Yes, and I said that because I was like, because remember last, at the part B, season 7, second half of season 7, we saw the girls together for the very first time ever since season 2, trying to have their thing, whatever. And I was like, wow, really? When did this happen? Because wasn't she just the devil and she was naive last at the reunion? So when did it start? And it was a big gap, and it had me really looking to the side hard. Okay? So that's why that's why you know that he had to have said something. Right, both Mel and Martell were ex-producers, but they were removed as ex-producers on site. Even Mel removed it from her IG. See? That's the thing. Finding and taking a person's check will make them wake up quickly. Exactly. When you playing with somebody's money, when you got somebody's money, when you sign somebody's check, they are more reluctant to listen when you tell them, like, look, remember I signed these checks. Do you still want one? Forget if I signed it. Do you still want one? Do you still want to work for one? So yeah. And I really do wonder how I would like to know how Mel feels about Destiny coming back. Really, like an honest answer, because I wish these are times where I wish shows could break what they call the fourth wall, acting like not saying anything about the camera being there, whatever. But I would have liked that question to have been asked between the girls, to have asked Mel, how do you feel about Destiny coming back filming on the show? Like, can I have directness like that? That's a real reality show to me, when you do acknowledge the camera, because this is reality. That's a real reality show to me. That's all I got. But next week, we see Martell and Fletcher having a discussion about Martell calling Nell a side chick. We see Nell and Martell talk, where she tells him that she's inviting Mel to the party instead. What else do we see next week? Let's see. I can't recall. I forgot. We said something earlier. But yeah, so and we're gonna talk about the interview that Lexi did also next week with next week's live also. So Jenny Boo said, I have said it from the beginning, Mel has no power. She does not write a check to pay the cast and employees. She does not have ownership. Yeah, I mean, she does not have ownership. I mean, this is Carlos' show. I mean, she brought the idea, but he made it, Mm-hmm. She had nothing. She came with the idea. He put it into perspective. He made her a star, basically. So while everyone wants to credit that, she feels that people need to credit her. How much does she credit Carlos? I wonder. How much does she credit Martell? Because through a lot of discussions, it's been said, and I don't think she's ever denied the fact that Martell has helped her get her here, because she's always wanted to be the next Beyonce. And she's never denied that. So
well, I'm sorry, she not about to be Beyonce with them songs. I'm just...
And yeah, and then with the song, I thought that was really messed up because the fact that he was just found guilty, and then I don't know which one came first, but I think the song came out first, and then like 2 days later, he was found guilty of.
And I'm trying to figure out why you got all this money and you didn't got your clothes out the car to go to the laundromat. You ain't even washed the clothes. You just in the laundromat folding clothes. I'm confused.
Checkable says Martella Mel pitched an idea that was not used. Yeah, whatever was used, it went totally off when she put their business out in the street because that was not a part of the plan. Mel went rogue. We have to remember, Mel may forget sometimes. Mel, you went rogue. I mean, girl, you went rogue. Martell did the legwork and didn't mind Mel being out front. Exactly. He let her shine. He let her shine. That's all she wanted to do, and he let her do that. Mel is not talented as a singer. It is most definitely obvious in that her auto tunes do not sound good. People feel pity for Mel because of her victim role. At this point, it's been so long, I'm actually forgetting about the victim role at this point because, I mean, I know it ain't my situation, but for me, time heals all wounds, and this time has healed my wound for it. She's still dealing with it, obviously, still, and she is going to until they stop the show, and no one is realizing that nothing is going to come better until the show is stopped, or they're at least off of it, and they're not going to keep the show going while they get off and get their shit together and come back. That's not going to happen. So what are you going to do at this point? I'm just curious to see how much longer is Carlos going to stretch this. Because at this point, it's really insane. We're here at season 8. Maybe he's going to go for a straight 10 and it's over. Because after 10, I ain't got nothing left in me. I honestly do not. I will not be doing this after season 10. Let me shut up. I might be sounding like them people who said they weren't doing this season. Let me shut up. Let me take that back. Let me shut up. Let me take that back. All right, y'all. We're about to get out of here. But Checky Boo says, Mel is not allowing us to forget the victim role. She is milking the cow. Hashtag poor cow. Yes, poor cow. Poor cow it is. Yeah, that's what she does. That's what she does. It's just funny to me how the millimeters have kicked it up a notch and said that you're not actually a millimeter if you don't actually buy her product. So now you've got people actually buying stuff and posting how much they spent in their receipt to show support that they're a millimeter. You're not a real millimeter unless you buy stuff. So I guess you can't be a millimeter if you're broke.
Oh, Lord.
You can't be a millimeter if you're broke. Something.
My coins is limited to needs only, okay? That's it. My need for the beach and my need to survive. I'm not trying to spend money on products that I don't even need or want just to say that, I'm blah, 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 whatever. Hell no.
Exactly. And if it wasn't for the fact that I actually bought it, I wouldn't wear the God Say Go sweatshirt. But I'd be wearing the hell out of that motherfucker because I spent my money on it. And I look cute in it anyway.
Well, there you have it.
Boom. I mean, I'm sure there's something I could probably do. Maybe get something put over it instead. I'm sure I could do that. I'm sure there's some store or some place that does that where I can just, put a different picture over God Said Go or something. But
why would you want to do that? You didn't already spend your money. That's all.
Right. Like I said, I'm going to keep it. I ain't going to do that. I mean, it reminds me where I came from. It reminds me of where I used to be when I did support and, all of that jazz. I'll always have memories to say, look, don't say I ain't never support this broad. If any millimeter want to ever come for me, you ain't never support. See the shirt? I don't even know where my hat is. I'm going to find the hat. I'm going to find the hat. I'm going to wear the hat. I'm going to find the hat and wear the hat when I find it. I promise I am. I will never be a meter or any of these groups. That's for lames. God is my leader. There you go, baby. That's all you got to do. But hey, I mean, I try to be neutral. So hey, if you want to be a millimeter, be a millimeter. Knock yourself out and enjoy your life. Do it. Get all you need out of it. I really hope you do. And I just hope
Amen.
that just don't come for me over here when I want to say who's right and who's wrong. And sometimes it may not be Mel because Mel's a human being and we have to let everybody be accountable. And here is the thing. And this last thing I want to say. The thing is with the millimeters will back up Mel no matter if she's right or wrong. Those who back up Martell, we hold him accountable when he's wrong. We let him know when Mel is right. But for the millimeters, Mel is always right, no matter what. No matter what. When it comes to Mel, when it comes to Martell, when it comes to Tisha, when it comes to Destiny, when it comes to Stormy, when it comes to Marcel, when it comes to anybody, But those who support Martell support him for real and have logic and let him know when he's wrong because he can be and he is sometimes. But so is she. But her people will never hold her accountable. And that's where I stand on that.
Facts.
Right is right, wrong is wrong. Check behavior doesn't have to do with the name. Exactly when people are here, they would do it accountability gracefully. Exactly. Point blank, period. All right, y'all. We have actually hit the 1 hour mark, so that is going to be it. I was actually going to go live about Diddy stuff, but I actually have some videos of Tisa I need to watch, and I actually want to watch my own shows tonight. So I will go live tomorrow at some point. I have tomorrow off. So I will be going live at some point tomorrow. We will talk about Diddy. There's some DJ academic stuff to talk about. And we'll just talk about the aftermath of everything. And I definitely want to go through some more of the comments because the comments are wild. Diddy did not turn off his comments. And it was just quite crazy. Remember, choose to be joyful, peaceful, and loving. Exactly. Lead with love, y'all. Lead with love. That's all I can say. Lead with love.
Amen.
All right. And Deena, what you got going on? What's your next?
Well, BMF is over, so I gotta find a new show to replace that. And then of course we're doing Batty Caribbean every other Tuesday. So we did it last Tuesday, so not this week, but then the following week. And I'm just trying to find some more shows to review. And of course, Saturdays I'll be on Kamisha Reviews channel for the Raggedy Ass Never Ever Met.
Oh my God. I watched the first episode and never went back. I said I cannot.
And I don't blame you.
I said I cannot do this. I'm not just about watch this shit just because it's on. I do not have to watch this shit just because it's on.
No, and I'm only watching it because I made a commitment and I don't go back on my word. So yeah, I'll be glad when it's over.
Yes, ma'am. I can never, but hey, it is what it is. But I do be trying to keep up on what's going on, but I just can't. I just don't have the effort. I try, but OWN is really killing me with all of these love shows. Can we just get something regular? Why does everything have to be about love? I'm just trying to figure, especially when it ain't really love going on. You know what I'm saying?
There's a whole lot of faking and shaking going on.
So. Everything but love is going on. That's all I'm saying. And that's all I got. But this was a disclaimer. This channel does not promote violence, bullying, or hate. Everything said in this video is public knowledge and or allegedly. This video is for entertainment purposes only. We go solely off of what we see on the show and have heard on social media. If you or someone you know is going through anything, these are numbers that you can call because there is always someone that can help you, whether it be suicide, bullying, self-harm, sexual assault, teen lifeline, grief support, depression, drugs, alcohol, eating disorder, mental health, or abuse. Take care of yourself. Lead with love, y'all. Thanks for watching. We is